If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Potown Store has all the latest sets and promos instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tailman code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. Want to show off your love for Tablemon? Check out my 2021 merch. These new hoodies and shirts are available on Amazon. Click on the link in the description to get yours. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I decided to, instead of doing a top 5 decks in the standard metagame video, which we all know are Mew, Duraludon, Ice Rider, Arceus box, things like that, I figured there were a couple of really cool tournaments this weekend. The Celio Stats 3 featuring a $500 prize pool and a GG Tour TCG Showdown featuring the same prize pool, $500. So we had both tournaments won by Mew, so to nobody's surprise. But I did try to catch the interesting decks that got top 32, top 16 throughout those, and that's what we're gonna be taking a look at today. And the first one is this sort of single price, single strike deck. Obviously it features the Urshifu VMAX, but its main focus is on Seviper, which has a strong tail attack doing 90 damage, and you play a single strike supporter card from your hand during this turn. This attack does 90 more damage, and of course we have our 4 Brunos as our single strike featured supporter, where we shuffle our hand into our deck and then draw 4 cards, but if any Pokemon are knocked out, then we draw 7 cards. That's especially useful because we are a single price deck, so we can utilize that quite a few times, and we also have the Welcoming Lantern to reutilize it. Now we also have a copy of Karen's Conviction for that bonus damage, which can be useful in the later stages of the game, and we can reutilize it with the Lanterns. Now the deck revolves of course around Single Strike Roar, allowing you to attach extra Single Strike energy to your Single Strike Pokemon, but we are also going to pair Seviper with other Single Strike attackers such as the Urshifu with the Impact Blow attack, or even the VMAX if you really need that extra punch with G-Max 1 Blow. We also have a couple of Hitmonchan with a Clean Hit attack doing 20 plus 50 more damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, and Bullet Straight Punch doing 40 damage and not being affected by resistance. We have a copy of Morpeko as well with the Explosive Discontent doing 30 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon, which of course as you power 2 single strike energies onto it through Houndoom, you'll have 4 damage counters plus the 2 single strike energies. That's a base 160 damage, which coincidentally one-shots a Mew VMAX. And we also have a copy of Stonejourner with the Lance Pulse attack and Giga Hammer doing 120 damage. You can't use Giga Hammer during the next turn, but thanks to the single strike energies, we can get those one-shots on Defining Weak Pokemon very easily. We have Manaphy for cover, and then we have the Crownmatic Battle VIP Pass. Interesting that it only features a 3/3 of each. We have Pokemon Catchers instead of Boss's Orders to make sure we can play the single strike supporter and feature a gusting effect as well. And then we have consistency with the Quick Ball, the Instances, one of Research, the Rowan's, and then the Capture energies along with the single strike energy and the impact energy to help cover the extra attack cost, no matter which Pokemon we are utilizing. And of course, 4 urns to cover our KOs, as we will be losing a lot of Pokemon very, very quickly. So pretty interesting deck. This deck was played by Pujija 1105 from Taiwan, placing in top 32 at the GG Tour tournament. Let's take a look at the next deck. Alrighty, now we have a Zoroark box deck of sorts, played by Jacob Stillwell from the United States, once again to a top 32 finish at the GG Tour tournament. We did play with a sort of similar deck to this over the weekend, but focused a lot more on the Wormadam attack, doing Matron's Anger, and featured over 30 Pokemon in the deck list. However, this deck features Zoroark much more prominently with the Phantom Transformation, allowing you to choose a stage 1 Pokemon from your discard pile and placing it on the on Zoroark instead and discarding the Zorua and the Zoroark, and it is playing quite a nice array of stage 1 support cards with the Galarian Weezing, with the neutralizing gas ability, and a single copy of a Darkness Energy to be able to utilize its attack, We also have Flapple with the Acidic Mucus attack, doing 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that has an ability. So that's really powerful and really good. Can punish those big Inteleon decks very easily. We also have Golisopod doing Hard Time Slash, 30 damage plus 50 more damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon V and Pokemon GX in play. We also have Gorbis with the Rapid Strike Canceller, which literally your opponent's Rapid Strike Pokemon in play have no ability, so no Octillery, for example. We have Cinccino for backup to help us draw the cards that we need when we need them with the Make Do ability. Discard a card, drawing 2, and then we have a nice combination of supporters with Research, Marnie, Senior's Resolve, and the new Roseanne's backup, allowing you to choose one or more of these effects, shuffling a Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck, a tool card, a stadium card, or an energy card. You can do any of these 4 in any combination that you want, which is really nice to recover this, to recover Choice Belt, to recover Stadium, or recover any Pokemon that you might need. Both disorders to target down, and then the heavy consistency of Quick Wall, Incense, and Ultra Wall, which is very nice. A very versatile deck. You adapt to whatever your opponent is using. You punish big benches. You punish weakness with Wormadam, with both Wormadams against Ice Rider and fighting weak Pokemon such as Arceus or Jolteon, and then you cancel out abilities from Sylveon V, from Sylveon V, from Octillery, right? Octillery is the main one, and also the quick shooting from Inteleon as well. So cool deck, cool concept, and very good finish. So now continuing with the sort of box theme, now we have a Sylveon based box deck, which is very interesting. It tries to cover the 3 main weaknesses that you want to cover right now, which are Dark, Fighting, and Psychic. And for Dark, we have Crobat VMAX, surprisingly. Obviously, the 2 Crobats help with the consistency, but Crobat VMAX has attack, Stealth, Poison, 70 and you switch, but more importantly, Max Cutter 180, which can one-shot a Mew VMAX. And in order to power it up quickly, we have access to Melanie. We also have Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with the Gale Thrust and G-Max Rapid Flow attacks, doing a lot of damage and applying a lot of pressure. We have Sylveon VMAX with a Max Harmony attack doing 70 damage plus 30 more damage for each different type of Pokemon on your bench. That is why we have all these different types. We have Arceus V-Star as well, access to Trinity Nova and Starbirth ability to help you get what you need when you need it. And we have a Ditto V, to use V transformation and make sure we have the right Pokemon at the right time that we need. We have Octillery to help us search for any Rapid Strike cards we might need. And then the energy, once again, is all over the place with the Darks, the Waters for Melanie, the Double Turbo, and the Rapid Strike energy. We also have Path to Peak, along with Tower of Waters, along with the Ribbon Badge, along with the Choice Build. So a very versatile deck. You can see how pricing some key pieces could be problematic with so many singles and so many moving pieces to this deck, but also a pretty cool concept, I would say. Pretty cool concept, and this deck was played by Lima DLR from Brazil. Once again, to a top 32 GG Tour finish. And I think a common concept that we were seeing with these decks is that they are adaptable, right? And they are surprising. And you've surely never played against a deck like this when you're going into a tournament. And so what do you expect from your opponent? And these decks are even more successful when deck lists are not open, such as the upcoming regionals we have in Australia's upcoming weekend. That means that your opponent might not know that you play for example, if you bench a Ditto and there's no indication of either of the Urshifu cards, then you could discard the Urshifu P, replace it with the Ditto, and then immediately evolve into VMAX and apply some damage that way. And if you see a Ditto with a Dark Energy, for example, in play, you would never expect an Urshifu VMAX to come right out of your opponent's hand and start applying pressure. So pretty cool concept. Consistency wise, it does seem a little iffy. For Marnie is the main way to go, so less heavy on the discard, as we do have Quick Wall and Ultra Wall, so that will require quite a few resources to be discarded throughout the game. But we have Melanie for the extra energy attachment, Corina's Focus for searchable supporters, and we have the double Crobat as well, so that's pretty reasonable. So yeah, pretty cool deck. Alright, next up we have this Arceus box deck, played by Katrin to a top 4 finish at the Heliostats tournament. This was the most successful deck that was like out of the norm from this past weekend. And even though Arceus box featuring like Moltres and Zapdos and Hoopa is not completely new, it's not a new concept, or it's not completely not expected, right? Or completely new. The Shaman inclusion is pretty cool. We have Revenge Blast doing 120 damage, plus this attack does 40 more damage for each basket your opponent has taken, so a very nice attacker towards the end of the game, and can take advantage of another weakness, which is Grass, and gives us another V-Star power, though very rarely will we use this, as it allows you to heal damage from each of your bench Grass Pokemon, which we only play one of. So although the Arceus is the main attraction here with Trinity Nova and Starbirth, that is why we have the 4 double turbo energies. And we have Moltres, Hoopa, and Galarian Zapdos to cover all the weaknesses, Psychic, Fighting, and Dark, as the Sylveon deck was trying to do. We also have that right here. We have the Ditto V flexibility as well. We have Crobat and Luminion to search for specific supporters. We also have a copy of Cheryl, which is very interesting, to just outright heal Arceus, like let it take a hit, heal it. You can't attack with it immediately, but hopefully you powered up something afterwards. So very nice clutch inclusion, which you can now play thanks to Lumina V, directly searching for supporters when you need them. We have Raihan, we have Clara, which is really nice with the Moltres, and then we have Quick Ball and Ultra Ball max count, along with Pokemon Catcher, another surprising inclusion, but allows you to play Marnie plus Catcher, Research plus Catcher, which both are maxed as well. So a lot of consistency, a lot of really, really great cards in this deck, and a lot of versatility to adapt to what your opponent is trying to do. And that is what led Catron to a top 4 spot in the Celio Stats tournament. Definitely one of the most diverse and very skillful deck to play for sure. And finally, we have a Rayquaza VMAX Arceus deck. Now, this deck placed, I believe, in the top 32, or might have been top 16, Sammy Allen from the Celio Stats tournament as well. Rayquaza, obviously a very powerful attacker with a max burst doing 20 damage, and you may discard as many fire or lightning energies as you want from this Pokemon to do 80 more damage. No damage cap, so you can potentially one-shot anything. And then, of course, Arceus with the Trinity Nova attack lets you power up very quickly, and the V-Star power, Starbirth, lets you search for any cards you might need. We have Rose as well to repower up Rayquaza VMAX. We have the Fluffy support with the Dynamotor ability to power up lightning energies onto our Rayquaza VMAX as well. And just a bunch of consistency, right? The Research, the Bosses, the Luminion, the Arceus, the Crobat, and then we have 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, the Pokegears, the Pulpad. So just straightforward beatdown, doing as much damage as you can, as quickly as you can, and having Rayquaza VMAX as the big, powerful backup Pokemon to eliminate whatever your opponent has in the way of your win. To like this deck quite a bit. I really like the fact that Stormy Mountains acts as a path to a peak counter, but also gives the deck extra consistency. And of course, once you have your Rayquaza VMAXs in play, Azure Pulse is also another way to get more cards in your hand. So this deck should run through most of the cards very quickly, and should never really struggle to access whatever it needs, as long as it gets a stable starting setup, which is usually one of the hardest things to accomplish with Rayquaza VMAX. But pretty cool deck. I was happy to see a Rayquaza up there, along with all the Mews and the Ice Riders and everything, because obviously this card seemed very good. It hasn't lived up to its potential, but perhaps Arceus V-Star will allow it to succeed. So yeah, those are the top 5 most interesting decks from this past weekend's tournaments. We have the first in real life Pokemon Regional happening this weekend in Australia, so I'm very excited to take a look at what does well there, and you can be sure that I'll try to cover as much as I can from the tournament this weekend as it leads to Salt Lake City Regionals. Thanks so much, and until next time, bye bye.